Hey, we're live. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing on this Friday? Hope you're all doing well. Uh, Unfortunately, it's kind of shitty, rainy Friday here, and it looks like it's going to be pretty much a crappy weekend, and we're getting the cooler temperatures, and they're even talking snow again. So hopefully, where you all are at, it's going to be a little bit better. But you know what? It's Friday, so hey, you can't complain, man. It's the end of the week, right? You can't say anything bad about that. So let me just say hello to people we have in the chat right now. We got R2R3. Hey, buddy, how are you? RJ the Mad One is here. Landon the Boy. I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not Landon, let me know. RJ the Mad One, welcome. Dave Ars Guitars. Hey, buddy, how are you? Will Varela is here. Fender Guru. Hey, man. Nice to see you. Showman Blues. How are you, man? Ron Limber. I want to form a band, but I suck. Yeah, we'll get into that. Not the sucking part, but the band part. Gussie Wells is here. How are you? Hey, Jamal. Beautiful weather here in Houston. Nice, but you're at work. You're always at work, Jamal. But at least you got some nice weather. Who else we got in here? Okay, and that's it. I think I caught everybody at this point. Cool. We got 12 of you in here. Um, yeah. So, Brian Cote, welcome. Aaron Songs, get some more people popping in. So, I don't know if any of you caught the show last night, but I I'm actually I was just uploading the episode right now. We meaning the band, the Hit Disturbers. We just did a show yesterday in a town called Guelph, which is like it's like 100 roughly about 100 kilometers from where I am, so like an hour and a bit drive. And it's a Facebook live stream show, so it's kind of cool because this guy does it out of his house. He's got cameras set up. He's got like a mixing board. It's not that big a space, but it's kind of cool. So what he does is every week he has live bands literally come to his house and perform, and then he streams it live. And we did it last night. I put the link in my Guitar Hack Facebook page, and if you haven't like my Guitar Hack face or follow my Guitar Hack Facebook page, please do, because I do a lot of stuff on that as well. I do a lot of live streaming there as well, which I don't do obviously here. So check that out. And I also have an Instagram page, which if you're not following me on Instagram, I have the link for that below as well. But yeah, we did it last night, and I tell you, it was an experience. We had to bring, well, for me anyway, the drums were already set up. They were electronic drums. There was already a bass cab there, but I had to bring my amp, and just like as if I was doing a gig. And I tell you, I don't, I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe just because I'm older, I've been, done so many gigs. I don't really get nervous, but I was really nervous yesterday. I don't know, maybe it was the idea that there was nobody in front of me, or that we were playing directly into a camera, and then we all had headphones on too, right? So I'm not hearing drums. I'm not hearing, like what you're used to hearing when you play. Now, I used to rehearse with drums all the time, or sorry, with headphones all the time, in a studio with the band I was in for a while, but everything was mic'd and you could hear all the instruments. But last night with those headphones on, man, it was sounding really bad. Like I was just praying that whatever I was getting in the headphones wasn't being sent out, and I had no idea. And there was a lot of times I couldn't even hear myself play at all, right? And nothing against Craig, the gentleman who was adjusting the sound, because he was doing it all on the fly, and he did a fantastic job. But I tell you, I was really, really nervous last night, and I hope it didn't show. But that aside, I mean, it was a great experience. They actually broke a record last night, folks, and I got to thank a lot of you for tuning into that Thirsty Thursday show last night, and all your comments and everything else, because that was the fastest that they have ever hit 1,000 views on their stream. Okay, so actually we broke two records, and that's all thanks to you folks. It was the fastest they ever hit 1,000 views, number one. And number two, they never had that many people in their live stream while the show was going on. So, you know what? I got to thank you folks up up and down for supporting me, for checking out the show. You guys made that show an absolute blast, and it was funny because when he was reading off the names, all I'm hearing is you guys. And I mean that if anything, that really calmed my nerves. So that was absolutely fantastic. So I have to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Now, if you didn't catch that show, I'm actually just before I came on now, I was actually uploading it. So I'm going to upload the entire episode. Now there's going to be a lot of talking and introduction and all that. If you want to just see the band, of course, you can always fast forward. I couldn't edit it down. Unfortunately, my software wasn't able to do that. So I've got the whole show. So if you want to check it out, if you've missed it, it'll be um, I'll be putting it up, and I'll have when I post the show, I'll have the link to the show, and go and support these guys. These guys are fantastic. They're doing a service, you know. They're putting live music, they're putting live music out there for people, right? And and they're promoting live music in venues and so on. So, and they're just a really Monty is the gentleman, the host, and Craig, just a fantastic. Couple of guys, and hats off to what they're doing, because it's stuff like that that is really if you had that sort of thing happening in a lot of different cities, I mean, it would really boost the sort of the local music community, and maybe get more bands out there, and more bands to see, and more places to play, and all that kind of thing. It's a really grassroots thing that they're doing there, and yeah, it's fantastic. So check out the show again. I'm when this is all over, I'll upload, or I'll hopefully finish uploading that episode so you guys can catch it all. Now, we had a whole whack of people pop in while I was rambling there. So let me just go back and say hello to anyone that I've missed. Gussie Wells, if I haven't said hello, hello. Let me see here. Aaron Songs, how are you doing? Ron Gillespie, hey buddy, how are you? Yeah, Ron, I gotta follow up on that message you sent me earlier. I haven't had a chance to yet. Paul Lou, hey Hack, enjoyed watching you. Okay, awesome. So Paul Lou, yeah, thanks so much for checking that out, man. Like, hearing you guys' names getting called out, it really made my day. That was fantastic. Oh, Ladybug, I didn't see you. Hey, Ladybug, how are you? Russ Markhart, how are you? Thanks, Russ, for checking that out. Appreciate it. Let's see who we got. Anna's the Queen of Classics. Welcome. There's a new name. Dry Heat 480. How are you, man? Hope you're doing well. Your Les Paul was on the floor last night. Yeah, Brian, it was on the floor because I didn't have a stand for it. And I'm not going to put it the other way, right? Because of the neck, the headstock angle. So yeah, when you're not playing a Les Paul, you always put it face down. Yeah. I know it doesn't look good, but it's safer. Oh, you caught the replay, Dave R. Yeah, I'm going to post it on my channel here. So if anyone missed that, they could check it out. Janice watched it. Yeah, thank you so much, Janice. Appreciate that. Ron Gillespie. Yeah, guys, if you have questions for me, please tag me so I can see them right away. So just go at Guitar Hack, and then I could check it out. Ron Gillespie is asking, hey, Hack, can you explain the tonal difference between, oh, man, to put it into words, a PAF, a burst bucker, and a P90? Okay, well, when you say burst bucker, are you talking about like a burst bucker Pro, a burst bucker 1, a burst bucker 2, a 57, because they're all really burst buckers, kind of. So you have to be real more specific. What I can tell you how P90s compare with all of them in general, and I'll include the PAF in this, is that from my experience into my ears, the P90 is how would I put it? More articulate. It picks up every nuance, every note. It's not as cluttered sounding. That's what I find. I find it has a lot more clarity. So when you play a chord, you hear every string. You're not just hearing like an overall sound. You're actually hearing individual notes. And when you put dirt on it, a P90 will sound very angry. But that doesn't mean you can't get a clean sound out of a P90. You know what? Ron, if you want to really hear what the P90 sounds like, I've got a couple of videos. I think I A-B'd a P90 with a guitar with burst buckers, and I have a demo of my 2018 Les Paul Classic. So check that out. Now the PAF, I don't have any guitars with PAF pickups really. Um, they're basically a variation of a burst bucker. I mean, when I say burst bucker ones, burst bucker twos, they're humbuckers obviously, but they're lower output compared to like burst bucker pro. And I can't really comment on the PAF. I can really only comment on the burst buckers and the P90s. Just like Ed Sullivan. Yeah, it was a bit like an Ed Sullivan show last night. Yeah, Ivan Carter, welcome. Country Roads, Janice, you like that one? Hey, that's awesome. They are the Oreos and okay, I don't know what that's about, Ladybug. Aaron Sides, I don't get nervous just playing guitar, but when I'm singing, I do yeah, well, yeah. No, like I said, I don't normally get nervous when I gig, but doing that in front of the camera and just looking at those two guys, and I'm thinking that it's going over the internets. It's just that kind of caught me a little bit. Yeah, yeah. I figured that out about 2 minutes. Okay, I don't know what you figured out, RJ. 2 minutes into the video. So you watched the video? That's cool. 1,000 views. Yeah, thanks to you guys. We got they were flipping out because we were upstairs after, because this is down literally in the guy's house, and we're upstairs afterwards, and he's like, "Holy shit, we already hit 1,000 views. We've never hit 1,000 that fast." It's like, wow, man, it's amazing. And again, it's all thanks to you. I don't know how many views they have today. I haven't looked back, but they seem pretty happy, and they actually invited us back. So that was kind of cool. I don't know when we'll do that again, but because it is a hell of a. It took me 2 hours to get to that location yesterday, man. It was, yeah, it was probably didn't help either. Alex Radford, how are you? BB Made, wish I could hang going out for the evening. Okay, BB, listen, you have a great evening, man, and have a great weekend. It was Gibson Les Paul and your fingers guitar hack. Okay. It's still on Facebook too. Yeah, it'll be on their Facebook on their Facebook page for as long as I know. Like, I don't think they take stuff down. It just hangs there. But I'm going to upload the actual show, and I'll have their link too, cuz you should check out their show, cuz every week they have different people on, and it's all live music. So it's really cool. Okay, man. I'm really falling behind here. And it just jumped on me, and I hate when that happens. Okay, bear with me here. Okay, Will Varela, Buck Lester, welcome. But I will never have a Facebook account. No worries, Buck Lester. I'm going to post it on my page too, so you can check it out. But I was watching in a Hangout. Okay, R2R. Yeah, some of you don't have Facebook. No worries. I'm going to post it when I'm done here. It should be up this evening, so you can check it out. There's a lot of talking, so you can just, go through that if you want to just see the music. Rick Hefner is here. Welcome. James Severin. Hey, man. Yo, Hack Attack. How's it going? Uncle Remus. P90 equals snarl and growl. Yeah, that is true, man. Definitely true. Mitch Heyman. Hey, buddy. How are you? HK. Welcome. Okay. I think I got everyone. Gap Lover. How you doing? Todd Flowers, hey buddy. Bobby Lopez, how you doing? Chuck Booth. Wow, everybody's rolling in. Ron Gillespie, Gibson guitar prices from last year's models are skyrocketing downwards, probably due to the new ones coming out in June. Guitar Center has a custom shop reissue, 50, yeah, for $4,000. Well, 35 people. Let's get 35 people in here now. That's awesome. I always have a problem with things jump on me. Yeah. Nice. Hey, Nocturnal, how are you? Dale Palmer, welcome. Yeah, I've said this before. If you want to get a Gibson, buy it now. The 2018s are still kicking around. There's some amazing deals, and I don't work for Gibson, okay? I got no affiliation to Gibson Guitars. I'm just saying, like, there's crazy prices out there. There's crazy deals on 2018s. EVH and Gear TV Network is here. Welcome. And yeah, you could pick them up now for cheap because they're clearing house, man. They got to clear out the bottleneck, right? They released 2019 twice. Think about it. They came out with the 2019 in the wintertime, and now they're coming out with a second, some of them haven't even arrived in stores, and they're already trying to release the No Year, which is the new version of 2019. Man, like you got to get on that. You'll find 2018s for next to nothing, and the 2019s will follow right after that. You know, so there's great deals to be had. I really enjoyed it, Guitar Hack. Oh, Todd, you're talking about the show yesterday. I'm going to post that show on my channel because some people were mentioning that they're not on Facebook. So I'm going to post that show so you guys can all check that out. I asked them yesterday if they were cool with that, and they said yeah. Because again, I'm going to post it, but at the same time, I'm also promoting their show Thirsty Thursday. I should mention this show right now is supposed to happen Thursday. The only reason I'm doing it today is because I did that thing last night. But next week, I know I said my show's going to move to 8 o'clock Thursday, but I think I've only managed to do it once because of scheduling stuff. But anyways, if everything goes well, next Thursday I will be I'll be doing this on Thursday. Which band was on the show? It was my band. My band was on the show, HK. I'm all over the YouTubes tonight. That's cool. So yeah, folks, if you've got questions for me, please tag me at Guitar Hack. Post it on YouTube and we'll give you 2,000 views. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, it's gonna go up, R2. As soon as we're done here. It was just uploading, but it hadn't finished. So as soon as I'm done here, it will upload. Okay, here we go. We got some questions. Rick Heffer went to see Black Label Society the last 2 nights. Those wild audio guitars sound awesome. The other guitar player played an Epiphone DC Pro at times while it sounded sweet. That's cool. Yeah, those Zach Wild guitars, I've never played one. Yeah, I don't know if they're special order. I know I haven't seen one in Canada, so I don't I've never had my hands on one. AVH Gear, GTV. You know me. I love Gibson, especially being in the Kramer family, but I don't like the way Gibson is stamping 2018 model, 2019 model on the back of that. Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know. It doesn't bother me, Eric. I've got with and without the stamp, right? It doesn't bother me. Todd Flowers H. Yes, the band is the Hit Disturbers, and I will be posting it on my Facebook page so you guys can check it out. HK, yeah, I have 2 different bands at the moment. I'm in 2. Hit Disturbers is one, and Rebel Charm is the other. Okay. And last night it was the Hit Disturbers. It was my bar band that did that show. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about. Well, okay, we got time here. I'm gonna keep this down to an hour today because I know Johnny Beane is coming on at 8 o'clock, so I don't want to be on when Johnny's on. So I wanted to talk today. We got 43 people watching. This is amazing. You don't have to shut up, HK. No worries. Keep asking questions. So about forming a band, because this has come up in some of the chats and recent you know conversations about how do you go about forming a band. And I think some of the steps to do that, I think some of it has to do with geography. And what I mean by that is um like if for okay, I can only talk about my experience here in Toronto, Canada. We have a local buy and sell site, which it's a buy and sell site, kind of like a Craigslist thing. But it's not just Craigslist. It does a lot. There's a lot of other like they have a community section, for example. So there's a lot of other things going on there. Wilvarell is asking me a question. Is there a pedal out in the marketplace you would like to have and why? Thanks. Hmm. The first one that pops into my head is an Angry Chart. Or no, sorry. No, a D&M drive. Yeah, it would be a D&M drive, a Dan and Mick drive, which is about $300 Canadian. So that's not happening anytime soon. But that's the first one that pops into my head. If I think about it a little bit longer, there will probably be more. But I would say the Dan and Mick drive. The Dan and Mick, the guys from that pedal show, the pedal that they came up with. It's basically it's an overdrive, but it has 2 stages in it. That would probably be it. Yeah. So yeah, so there's the it's called Kijiji, the site that I was talking about. It has a community section. So people that are advertising, like for example, if you need work done in your house and stuff, so that's in the community section too. But there's a whole thing dedicated to musicians there. And that's, I would say, the last, because when I got back into playing, it was at this point probably about 7 years ago. And that's what I used when I was searching for people, right? Was that website. Now you could do there also, we have Craigslist here. That's another way to do it. You could post an ad on Craigslist looking for people. So those are the two things, right? Um, so I'll tell you what my experience was. Now I haven't, it's probably, I'm going back probably about 5, no, I'd say maybe 6, 7 years ago when I tried to form my own band, and the reason I did that was out of frustration, trying to find trying to find people, and just getting tired of going to all these auditions and not finding what I wanted, so I thought, I'm gonna post my own ads, and I'm gonna find people, so that was the avenue that I used. I think I used both the Craigslist and the Kijiji. And anyways, so you post what you're looking for. And what I would suggest is when you're looking for members, make sure that you mention things like, and this is going to sound really, really stupid. And as I say it, I know it's going to sound stupid, but believe me, it ain't stupid. You got to ask for stuff like, um, do they have their own vehicle? Uh, Are they available for, weekly rehearsals? Do they have any problems? Do they own their own gear? Like stuff that you would automatically assume, you can't assume. You can't assume anything. Okay. You can't assume that, the individual is going to have a car, is going to be able to get to rehearsal. You can't assume these things. And I'm talking from experience. Okay. If you don't want to be the person that is driving to pick that individual up for every rehearsal and pick that person up for every show, you have to make sure at the outset that that person has their own vehicle, has a job, can afford to pay their share of the rehearsal space. All these things that sound like, like you shouldn't even have to ask. Believe me, you have to ask. And it doesn't matter if you're looking at, you know, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds. You have to ask those questions, right? So I would put that in my ads, believe it or not. Do you have transportation? Do you own your own gear? Can you make it to rehearsals and so on and so forth, right? And then you list here's a list of songs that I'm interested in working on, and the reason for that is to give them sort of a flavor as to what type of music that they want to do. Okay, so that's what I would do, and then I would leave some contact information, right? So what would happen from that point is if anyone answered the ad, okay, then I would literally just talk to them on the phone and kind of get a feel, right? And then that's when you ask things like, well, what exactly are you looking for, right? Because assuming all the other criteria is met and they can drive themselves places and so on, and they own their own gear, the next criteria is like, well, what are you looking for? Are you do you want to just jam once a week? Do you want to put in an effort and learn some material? Do you want to work on original material? Do you want to do gigs? Like what exactly do you want to do, right? And then you want to basically fine tune it. You want to make sure that the person that you want, this is before you've even heard them play, right? This is all before they've come out and audition. You don't want people to come out and audition, you know, for the fun, for the sake of it. You, what the people that come out to a audition are the people that have met all the criteria. Now, the final stage is, can they actually play, and can they play, and do they gel? Will you gel with that individual, right? Um, so that doesn't happen until all the other stuff. If that person is, in the same mindset as yourself, that they want a gig, in my case, was to do gigs, and learn a bunch of material, you know, and all of that sort of thing. And then how often do you want a gig? Some people, I had people that, they want to do it like 2, 3 times a week, you know. And then I got other people that they want a gig, but they don't want to rehearse. Okay. Now that's a category. Like if you want, okay, some people, and again, there's nothing wrong with this, right? There's some people that, look, we're just going to get together. We're going to rehearse like, once a month, and we're going to do a gig, right? And that's it, right? You know, and but if you want like a band where, you want a band, you want a unit, you want to get together once a week, run over songs, learn new songs, shoot the shit, that kind of thing, but still, do work and get to the gigs, then you might not want that individual. Like there's people that'll come out and they just want to, okay, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna do the songs once, and then I'm gonna play the show. We call those jobbers. Okay. And why we call them jobbers is those types. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it might not be for you. But a jobber would be somebody that would come in and they'd be in your band, on and do your Friday show. Then on Saturday, they'd be in another band and play, another, play another show on the Saturday with a different band and all that kind of stuff. And they're just, really, they're jobbers, right? They're looking at, I'm trying to get as many gigs in as I can on the weekend. And the problem with jobbers is you can't book anything, right? Because you're whether or not you can book all depends on their schedule. So now you're working around their schedule. Okay. So that's another thing that you have to be careful of, because I've run into quite a few jobbers, right? So, to find someone that, in my case, what I was looking for was, a guy to be in this band, to work strictly, be focused on this band, to do gigs with this band, and so on, because when the time comes that, you want to book your shows, you're not competing with this, any individual schedule and this and that. And that's why you have to clear all that stuff ahead of time too. Like, are you available to rehearse once a week? Are you available to do, say, 2 gigs a month? Like, do you have kids? Are your kids in sports? Like, because it's going to take a lot of time out. And what you're trying to do is to avoid any frustrations that you're going to have along the line, where, like, you get your first gig and then find out 2 weeks before, well, my kid has a tournament and I can't play that show. You know, it's I mean, to say it's difficult is an understatement, to find the right people, right? And keep in mind, I'm saying all this before they even played a note, right? Everybody has to be on the same page before you even play a note, you know? And that's the difficulty of it. That's what makes it really, really, really hard. I mean, in all the years that I've been playing, I've been in, I'm trying to remember now, gigging bands, 4, and then just fun, maybe another 1 or 2 or 3. I can't even remember, or 4. Okay. Now, for those 2 things to happen, to be in a band and to be able to gig, and for that band to survive, like, the longest band that I've been in that has managed to do all of those things, actually, funny enough, is the Hit Disturbers, and I'm over 50, and that's how long it took, right? That's how difficult it is, right? So, anyways, getting back to it. So you got to go through all that criteria. And then if all those boxes are checked, then you say, okay, you book a rehearsal space, and then you get that individual to come in, right? Now, if you're fortunate enough to have a drummer and a bass player, which I have friends who are drummers and bass players, it's like, hey, you want to, I'm auditioning a guitar player, or I'm auditioning a singer or whatever, and have that person come in, right? You know, and and see how it goes, right? Like, some people will just come in and they're like, it just doesn't work. It's just not a fit. You can't see yourself, rehearsing weekly with this individual for whatever reason, right? Like, it has to click. The tones have to be there. The sound has to be there. Everything has to be there. Um, Singers, especially, like, man, singers are tough. Guitar players are a dime a dozen, but singers are probably the worst. Um, I don't know. I think I've had the worst experience. I would say singers and drummers have been the worst in my experience. And what I say by the worst, I mean, having issues and being unreliable. And, of course, everybody's heard of LSD, lead singer's disease, right? Um, I had the band that I'm talking about, the last band that I formed. I got all the members. I thought we sounded great. We worked for a year. We went through, I wasn't bad. We went through two singers and two drummers. So that's not bad. And we got to a point where we were ready to gig. So keep in mind, we've invested a full year. That's a year you're not getting back. And we had gotten to a point where we had got our first gig. And I asked the singer to, you know, make some posters up, go to a printer. The day the posters get made up, they're in my hand. And then the next day, I get a call. I quit the band. That's the singer doing that, right? And what are you gonna do? I had a gig and I think the gig was about 3 weeks away. This guy swore up and down, I did so many gigs. I done this, I done that. He was good up until we got the first gig, and then he totally crapped out. So what's that about? Is that nerves? Is that reality? Is that, I don't know what the hell that was, but he just pissed away a year of everybody's life. And at that point, I'd already been struggling with him. It's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna chase you. See ya. And like I said, like, after, and he and I but I'll tell you, partially it was my fault because the telltale signs were there. Didn't have a vehicle, right? Didn't have a vehicle, didn't really have a full-time job. There were times when I'd have to pick him up at the subway, or the bass player would go pick him up, stuff like that, you know? And he was a talker, you know? Stuff like that, right? But I wanted this to work so bad that, stuff that I'm telling you now, I wasn't even listening to myself at that point, right? And at the end of the day, didn't work out. He left the band. And after that, thought to myself, you know what? I'm not going to try to form a band anymore. I was, I got so um, burned out with that whole process, trying to, because I was the guy that was, because there's always one guy in every band, makes all the phone calls, talks to all the, individuals in the band, and that was a five-piece. It was four instruments and a singer. Gets everybody on the same page. Um, you know, make sure everybody shows up, rehearsals, material, run the rehearsals, and then when you're doing the rehearsals, the critic, okay, let's do that again. You missed that part. Let's try this, run through this again. You were off key, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. You know, um, that was my role in that band. And because of all that, and have it go to shit after a year, I said, you know what? I want to keep playing, but I'm never going to do this again. Never again. So my lesson was, I'm not putting together any band. So what I did is I went the other way. I said, I'm going to be a hired gun. I'm a guitar player. Have guitar will travel. And I just started auditioning for other people. Basically, what I did is, like, I don't want anything to do with booking rehearsal. I don't want anything to do with anything. You just tell me what time the rehearsal's at, what songs I gotta learn, and I'm just gonna show up and I'm gonna learn them and I'm gonna do the gig. Not a jobber in the sense that I'm gonna, do different gigs with different bands. I'm gonna have one primary band, but I don't want anything to do with getting the gigs, lining anybody up. I tell you, that that taught me a big, big lesson. Never again. It's the most frustrating thing in the world. Like, unfortunately, music, being in a band is a team sport, and it's absolutely brutal. So when you find if you're fortunate enough to have that band, to have that group of people that you get along with, you play well together, and you're able to get gigs, man. Don't look that gift horse in the mouth, because people go their whole lives without finding that. And I've been able to find it really twice in all my years, where you continuously play, you get gigs, and so on. You know, and this one here now has been the longest, and every year we get more gigs, more shows. That's why I'm so, music wise, anyways, I'm blessed, and I don't take it for granted. I don't, and it doesn't matter how much one guy pisses you off, or you're not in the mood, or you know like Saturday, I got a gig an hour out of town. I'm working all day Saturday. I'm going to try to grab a quick nap and then drive out to that gig. It's an hour away from my house, but you know what, I'm going to do it, because I know if it wasn't there, I'd be a lot more miserable. So that's about it. There's a few more people that popped in here late, and I've been going on and on. Well, let me catch up on some of these comments. Okay. Hey, Charles Green is here. Hey, EVH and Gear TV. After my last gig in between, I tried to put together a new group with new guys. On closed stage, I played 5 minutes and quit. They said you can't tell in 5 minutes. I said yes, you can. Yeah, yeah. Brian Stewart is here. Hey man, Zip Fix is here. Welcome. Wolverella, Guitar Hack. I had two bands at the same time. One was a wedding type band. I had to use jobbers to play bass and singers like Spinal Tap. They would disappear. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I did the wedding type band, or the function band. That's what they call it in England. I did that for 4 years in the early '90s. So I'm well aware. But it was a band. It wasn't jobbers. We were a unit. Yeah. Okay, let's see who else we got in the house here. See if there's any more questions. Zipfix, hello. If I haven't said hello yet, Todd Groff is here. Welcome. Yeah, Zipfix, I sing like shit too. And it looks like I'm gonna be doing two lead vocals now. I've been seconded. Two lead vocals now. Now I'm singing a cult song and I'm singing a Beatles song. So for whatever reason, I don't know, because I really would rather not sing at all, but they keep throwing songs my way. Lori's Mishmash, welcome. Showman, Blues, you just didn't want to be a manager or a leader. I just didn't want to deal with the BS anymore, Showman. I was just tired of it. The only thing I do now actively in this band is I'm still the music critic, right? In terms of, like, you hit a bum chord, or I don't, change the arrangement, or that kind of thing, right? I'm still kind of the music guy, well, not alone, but you know, other people put in their 2 cents, but that's really it. But in terms of, like, phoning guys for rehearsals, or making sure people show up, or don't forget to bring in all those phone calls, don't forget to bring this gear or that gear, or getting bookings, I don't do any of that. And that's the way I like it. It's a lot more peaceful existence. It really is. Rock and Dave Byron, been down that road many times. Dave knows exactly what I'm talking about. Know exactly what I'm talking about. Yep, you've got some good bandmate. Yeah, I'm blessed right now, Ben. The dudes that I'm rolling with right now are very, very cool. Guitar Hike, you are fortunate, and it's good that you know it. Lots of almost bands out there. Your current band is so tight, Brian Stewart. Thank you so much. It's because we play a lot, man. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, I don't know, maybe it's an age thing or whatever, but just the fact that I'm the age that I am, and I'm doing gigs and I'm doing a lot of gigs, I mean, that show we did last night, man, that was an absolute joy, right? That was a blessing. I don't take shit like that for granted. I mean, I know I'm a lucky, at least musically lucky. I won't talk about the other stuff, but you know, yeah, I just enjoy it, and because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, man. Like, you're in a group with four other people. One guy might wake up one day and decide, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore, and then that's it. Then you're high and dry. Then you're doing, oh man, auditions for for years, trying to find. I mean, we went through 18 drummers, man. I kid you not, 18 drummers to find the drummer we have right now. I am not exaggerating that number. That is 1-8, okay? And so much bullshit. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I'm so good. I play with this guy. I play with that guy. The guy would sit down. I can play drums better than that guy. Okay? It was ridiculous, the garbage that was coming through the door. What freaks me out is how these people in their heads think they're wonderful. You know? They think they're great musicians, and then they sit down and they're absolutely suck. Guys would say, "Oh, I don't need to learn the songs. I'm gonna wing it." Buddy, you can't even wing a 4/4 straight rock beat. Like, it was ridiculous, the guys that were coming out. It was ridiculous. And I don't understand that mindset to this day. Whenever I walk into a room of musicians that I don't know, my immediate thought is I'm the shittiest guy in the room. Always walk in thinking you're the worst guy in the room, because then you have everything. You can only go up from that. But to walk in and think you're the hottest shit in the room, you only got one place to go, and that's down. I never understood why people would think that way. You always walk in. I don't care. It's just life lessons. You walk into a room, two things. You're the dumbest guy in the room. And if it's music, you're the shittiest player in the room. That's the mindset you got to go in, right? So, anyway, that's just my 2 cents. Uh, R2R3, will you ever install a smoke machine? I can't afford to destroy any of my Les Pauls, man. I can't afford to do that. Overall, even with a steady job with the two different bands, I would play at least 10 times a month. Wow. That's what I was doing back in my 20s. Well, I could not do that now. That's amazing, buddy. Good for you, man. I'm sure you got a lot of great memories from that time. Oh, just jumped. Damn, I just saw a name. Shit, I hate when that happens. James Smith, welcome. How are you doing? Kind of the musical director. Yeah. Yeah, I can't shut up like when stuff's not sounding right, and I am my worst critic, especially. Like I beat myself up probably more than anybody. Crowbar is here. Welcome. Rock and Roll Guitar Lounge. How are you, man? Okay. Anybody have any questions? I'm just scrolling to see if I've been tagged. Okay, Ben Coombs, I played. Welcome, Ben. I didn't say hello. I played in one band for a month, and I think it was a different lineup. Yeah, that's not good. Different lineup every week. Not good. The Dog Paw. Dog Paw, welcome. Forming a band while knowing I can do 40 with 2 hours at least for Euro between sets. Sounds like fun. Yeah, it is a lot of fun, man. It is definitely a lot of fun. Okay. Gussie Wells. I know a few guys like that. Guitar hack. It doesn't surprise me. Yeah, yeah. I don't get that. I really don't. Okay, I don't know what that means, Ron Limber, but it's a bad picture, buddy. Richicello, welcome. Drummers who can keep tempo are hard to find. Yeah, guys with a good meter, a good clock. Yeah. I'd rather have a guy with a good clock than a guy that gets too fancy, because nothing gets me more than a guy who like overextends and he does some roll and then he comes out of it and he's off time and every just derails the whole train, right? I'd rather have like a guy just keeps it steady. Brian Stewart, I like Big Mars. He walks in, tells the other player there's only room for one, and you ain't it. Yeah, well, he can back it up though. I'll give him that. He can back it up. Take a breath. Yes, I will. Nothing wrong with that. That's what Steve does for Billy I. Not only is he the lead guitarist, but he governs everything in the band. Oh, Steve Stevens. Yeah, that guy is a full-on musical friggin' monster. Yeah, writes songs. Yeah, I could see him producing, doing the whole shebang. Yeah, he's a monster. HK Guitar Hack, is it impossible to share equal responsibilities because some guys exploit? Um, I don't know if it's impossible. It's a lot of it has to do with hey, Joe Hervey 84 is here. Welcome. A lot of it has to do with maturity. I mean, that's the one thing I think why the band that I'm in now has been together as long as it has is because we're all old farts, right? Like we've all been there, seen it, done it. You know, nobody's full of piss and vinegar anymore. We just love the fact that we're still able to do what we love doing, and it kind of comes off, I think, when we do gigs, and it's contagious. I mean, I think the crowd really picks up on it. I mean, you know, when people get up on a table and start dancing and having fun with you and they see you're having fun, I think it's a give and take, right? You know what I mean? If they see you're having fun, they're going to have fun. And we're having fun. We're like, I can't believe I'm still freaking doing this, right? You know, rocking a guitar and whatever, like, you know, it's all about enjoying the moment, man, because there's really nothing better for me at this point. Uh give me oh, I missed that comment. Give me a drummer that's simple and steady. Yeah, exactly, Ben. EVH, we had a kid that had a 45 piece, okay, drum kit and was hell bent for leather to use every piece. It was like five Mark five Mike Portnoys. That's hilarious, man. That is funny. Hey, Zach Thong is here. Hey, buddy. Uh oh, here's a wow. Synthetic Rebellion. Oh, he's subscriber 666, the number of the beast. I have hit the Iron Maiden numbers, folks. Thank you so much for subbing. Yeah, if you haven't subbed to me, because apparently there's still 25-30% of people that watch my content that haven't subbed. If that is you, please sub the channel. Please sub the channel. Very much appreciated that. And thumbs up too if you like what you're seeing, folks. Very much appreciate that as well. And while I'm talking about it, I also sell merch, and all proceeds go to the Canadian Cancer Society. I'm like this close to 400 bucks. I think I need to sell one, maybe two more items. If you haven't bought anything yet, check out the link below. I got coffee mugs, I got shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, long sleeve shirts. I've got women's tees. Check it out. Buy some stickers. I'm trying to get baseball hats. Where's Brian? Brian Stewart. I'm asking about baseball hats. It may happen. I'll let you know. But right now I don't. So just the other stuff that I mentioned. But yeah, all proceeds go to the Canadian Cancer Society. When I hit 400, I am going to donate that sum to them. So, and I'm this close. Anyways, Janice, my drum machine is simple and steady. There you go. Have you ever seen Dad Band? Yeah, the video? Yeah, I have. It's actually pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Okay, I'm catching up here, catching up. Todd Flowers. All right, 666, number of the beast. Will Varela, I was a hired gun as a guitar player singer back in the day, so an all-girl band needed my musical services. Instead of asking me what music I liked, she asked me, how do I like her hair? Good times, buddy. Good times. The thumbs down, Krell Bar. I got a thumbs down before I even started. We got somebody you can see into the future. I think we got Kruskin in here. Oh, well, I don't care. You got your shirt. Showman Blues, if you got your shirt, please send me to the link below. Please send me a photo, man. Email me a photo, and I'll put it up on my YouTube page, and I'll put it up on my Instagram page. I just hit the bell. Thanks, buddy. Rock and Roll Guitar Lounge. Thank you so much. Nocturnal, if you need help with hats, let me know. I do. I've been emailing Teespring back and forth, and I don't know. It seems to just be going in circles. They don't seem to want to cooperate. I don't know. But apparently it's coming down the pipe. That's the last thing I heard on the hats, Sandra Lee. Scott Connor, welcome. How are you, man? Gary Holt is here. Gary Holt's gonna order a coffee mug. You rock, brother. That'll get me closer. I need like 3 more items. Break 400. Anyways, I'll shut up. EVHGTV, yeah, is on it with the hats. She'll be a good asset. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Oh, the Joe, Jesus, this thing is jumping on me, man. Heck, you try any down tune playing? Joe Hervey. Not really. I mean, in case unless you call drop D, that's basically all I do. I drop D. I don't go anything below that. Rockin' Day Byron, gotta go and eat, guys. Rock on. Okay, have a great week. Great weekend, Rockin' Day. And I haven't even been drinking. Cool, cool. Okay, okay. I'm at the bottom of the chat. Hey, Swaff Trainwreck is here. Hey, man. Cool, cool. What time we got? We got 61 people watching. This is fantastic. So yeah, so anyone's got any questions for me, please tag me at Guitar Hack. For those of you that tuned in later, I did not do my show yesterday because, as some of you know, I posted it. If you're not following my YouTube page, Guitar Hack, or sorry, YouTube page, the Facebook page. If you're on Facebook, please check that out. The link is below. If you're not following me on Instagram, please check that out. The link is also below. Because I was posting that I was on a show yesterday called Thirsty Thursday. It's a Facebook live show. A lot of you people were in there in the chat, which was fantastic. They broke a record. They as far as hitting 1,000 views, they've never hit it that fast, and it's all thanks to you folks. So that's why I wasn't on Thursday. But next week I'll be on Thursday because I would do this normally Thursday at 8 o'clock. So that's going to be my regular time. So I know it's been I haven't really done it on that time slot because things have been moving around. But that is going to be my time slot. I promise you. I got to bounce as well. Guitar Hack last minute stuff before the show. Killer stream. Oh, you got a show? Okay, cool. EVH, I'll check you later. Thanks for popping in. Lots of good advice tonight. Thanks, Todd. Yeah, if anyone's got questions for me, folks, please let me know. HK Guitar Hack, what Stone songs do you do or have you done? Right now I'm doing Start Me Up. I used to do Brown Sugar, and I haven't done a lot really. Jumpin' Jack Flash, I think I might have done. I haven't really done a lot of Stones. Yeah, not a lot of Rolling Stones. Thanks so much, Joe Hervey. Appreciate that. So yeah, so that show I did last night, for those of you who aren't on Facebook, they gave me permission. I asked nice. I didn't steal it, I swear. They said, listen, if you want to take that show and you want to put it on your channel, go ahead. So that Thirsty Thursday show that I did last night, when I'm done here, I'm going to upload that tonight. So if you missed it, you can check it out. I will warn you, there's a lot of talking because, it's a show hosted by actually really good guy Monty, and the guy working the board is a really good guy Craig. There's a lot of talking, but you can always fast forward it if you don't want to hear the talking. Brian Cote, don't forget Guitar Hack 1000 subs means you do a show in Ace makeup. Well, okay, first of all, the 1,000 subs would be awesome. I don't know about the Ace makeup thing. I got an Ace Halloween mask. Maybe I'll do that. It's actually right above me here. Yeah, 1,000 subs. Yeah, if you haven't subbed me, folks, please do. I'm actually want to hit 1,000 now because I want to be able to do my streams from this again because I'm not going to buy another laptop. I'm just not going to do it. Mark Way, time has been kind. Hey, welcome. Nice to see you. You should do Sympathy for the Devil, but with a funky... That's a good idea. I'd have to sell it to the other guys. No, full-on makeup. Nah, not happening, Brian. Sorry, guys, that ain't happening. Everyone will unsub. Oh, look at that, eh? Put a gun in my head. I think I'll take a chance. Anyways, okay. We got 5 minutes till Johnny Beane. So if anyone's got any last minute stuff, please ask me. 1,000 subs, I'll get Ace on your stream. Oh, yeah. That would be amazing. I'd love to have Ace on. Ace is like the reason I play guitar. I've mentioned that a million times. Okay, so last minute things. Next Tuesday, okay, next Tuesday, I will have a YouTuber, another one, and he's in the stream, and I see his name. I got R2R3 coming on, 7 p.m. Tuesday. I got the Shredmeister of the YouTubes, Mr. R2R3 Lockingnut will be on with me. That's going to be a lot of fun. Been looking forward to that, so check that out. Next Thursday, I promise you my regular slot at 8 o'clock. Okay, 8 p.m. Check that out. I am doing a gig on Saturday. I will see if I can stream using that, what the hell is it called? That app, that Streamlabs. I'm going to see if I can, because the last time I did it, that ate my battery. So, like, really, like, it cooked. I was 15% left in after one set, which is why I don't want to use it. But I'll try. If they have good internet there, I'll try to stream from that gig. Funny enough, that gig is called, the place is called Hacks. I kid you not. I'm playing at a place called Hacks Tap and Grill. All right. And I'm taking the Firebird because the stage is absolutely massive. So I won't kill anybody with that Firebird. So the Firebird is coming out. So hopefully I'll be able to stream that for you folks, but I'm not going to make any promises. Okay. Also, folks, we got a great community in here. Very positive. Blackie just walked in. Hey, Blackie, how are you? Let's keep this positive. Let's keep this community growing. Okay. Got a lot of great content, a lot of great channels in here. If you haven't subbed, please sub. If you haven't subbed me, please sub me. If you haven't liked the show, please hit that thumbs up. I will, again, I'll post that show I did last night. It'll be coming up soon. I've got, if you're interested in buying some merch for cancer, I have the link below. All proceeds are going to the Canadian Cancer Society. And I think that's basically it. Just see if we've got any last minute questions here. Thanks, Ron Gillespie. Yeah, thanks for your support, folks. I'd love to hit 1,000. I'd love to hit it. I hit 666 tonight. 1,000 would be absolutely fantastic. Brian Stewart Hack is basically forcing me to. He's such a bad influence. I am still trying. I swear, I'm going to put out a video. I've been saying it for the longest time. I'm going to do a showdown. I'm going to show you what I've been talking about. I'm going to take that Firebird. I already did a full demo of the Firebird. If you want to check out the demo, check out my playlist on my gear demos. But I want to take the Firebird and I want to compare it. Okay? I want to compare it side by side with some other Gibson guitars. I just want to show you that it is a different animal. Okay? I'm doing this as a public service because I was ignorant of the power of the Firebird for many years, and now I own one. That's how damn good this thing is. It's a hidden gem, and it's not expensive. You know, it's a great guitar for cheap. Yes, it's the size of a Buick, but it is a great guitar for cheap. So if you haven't tried a Firebird, I'm going to make a video. I promise you, hopefully sometime next month when things lighten up, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. So am I a bad influence? Maybe. Don't watch the video. But I'm telling you, man, if you haven't tried a Firebird, you got to try a Firebird. Okay. Thanks, Showman. Thanks, everybody, for checking it out. No, it's the size of a Chrysler New Yorker. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, cool. All right, folks. Yeah, more recipes. Yeah, Nocturnal Butterfly. If you haven't subbed to her, please do. Get her up to 1,000. Let's get everybody up to 1,000. Let's grow this thing, man. Let's make it strong. All right, folks. Listen, you have a fantastic weekend. And we'll catch you Tuesday night with R2R3 Lockingnut. And I will try to stream that gig if I can. I'll try to stream it. Well, it's Friday. The gig's tomorrow, Saturday night. So there you go. So have a great weekend, folks. Johnny Beane has just started. Catch you later. Have a great weekend. Thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate you guys. You guys always make my week. Cheers, everybody.